Greetings. Okay, this is not your normal setup. So I've been locked down for more than 4 months, something like that. So now I am in Jacksonville. I was only the main thing for this was St. Augustine. Of course, I didn't realize it was an hour away from here, or I would have stayed there instead. So, but then again, connecting to St. Augustine isn't exactly the healthiest energy, so it's probably better off I'm not around there after all. Yeah, it's like the oldest city in the United States, and probably one of the creepiest places in the United States too. So probably best not to. I've never been there before. I've never been here before. I didn't get to see anything other than the interstate. So I haven't get to see the sights. So tomorrow I'm going to take it easy. I gotta catch up on stuff, answer questions, and then sometime this weekend I'll visit St. Augustine. And I can't go to Disney anymore. Not really. That's become more of the scariest place in the world. So here I was going to connect to the energies that are going on currently. And I'm going to do, I'm doing the Ivy University stuff, uploading to a certain place. It's going to go to YouTube eventually. I'm still figuring out the method on that. It's going to be most likely like an hour of segments, so that should be interesting. But it's in the works. Let's put it that way. So, for those who are new to all of this, SimonTower.com, we have private sessions. You have a scheduler. You want to add a channel. Google Hangout, Zoom, and channel by phone. And like I said, I think I'm on the 20th, something around those lines. Same situation here. There are channelers and healers I do recommend. And of course, I can't see everything. Social network. And let's see, it's messing around. Rabbit. That's the University. It's still in the works. Oh, you can thank YouTube for its creation and dating site. So, thank you for your support. So, look at that. It's still doing its freezing. So, that's right. The last live stream I did, it vanished from YouTube. It was on my channel, but not publicly. So YouTube fixed it finally. They actually went pretty fast. I submitted because I'm kind of banned technically, but I'm not part of their partner program. But they actually fixed it pretty fast. There's support. So that was I submitted it, and not much longer after that, it showed up finally. So the tech companies got a kind of a grilling yesterday. It was yesterday, and I would say there's progress being made. I don't think the tech companies won. I think finally this stuff's finally coming out. I think so. I don't know if they're going to get broken up, but they're just doing, well, at least Google's doing a lot of obviously major censorship and Facebook, obviously. So for connections though, I was only connected to the area I'm in right now in St. Augustine. St. Augustine, I don't think St. August, wherever that is, it's actually a real saint. It's been weaponized. There is human trafficking here, at least was when the Spaniards were here. I definitely could feel that. Even if I'm not near it, I can feel it. Jacksonville. Well, I think it was because of Andrew Jackson, I believe. So I don't know the details of that, but St. Augustine is There's they have like little flagware, um, something like that. They have like cool statues of kids and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's in Flagler University or something like that. Yeah, it's connected to Flagler somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's in St. Augustine, but I could be wrong about that. Either way, that has to do with child sacrifice, stuff like that. That's the energy I got from it. You can take it away whatever you will. I mean, it does make sense. Take the innocence that you've removed and take that power. I mean, this stuff's really creepy. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it tomorrow, but anyway, I have plenty of time. So and there's a hurricane on its way to this area. So yeah, it kind of drove drove right into it. Apparently, it's not here yet, but it's on its way. I don't know the name of it. It's hurricane, whatever the hell it's name, whatever it's called. So looking forward to that. I was going to drive down the coast. Apparently not anymore on the way back here, because that's where it's going to be riding up the coast. So unless it steers in a different direction, I'm not sure where it's going to go, but how convenient. So, oh yeah, I was going to, if all things work out, I'll give a hint. So I'm doing this. I've been locked down forever. Usually I go out somewhere. I haven't done that in ages. Because you can't. I do wear, I mean, some areas I wear masks. I mean, you don't know if you're supposed to or not, like airport, mostly airport. You gotta kind of be like courteous to others. So people don't freak out. That's or bandana, whatever it might be. But if everything works out, was it next month? Yeah, I'm gonna try to panhandle next month. I'll figure put that out there. That's the plan. Of course, might be a hurricane headed straight for it, which has happened. So this is hurricane season. So yeah. So telling the universe to back off, basically. Okay. So do some connections here. Feel Orion. Let's see. Orion beings had a lot to do with the negative Anunnaki taking advantage of the situations of humans, controlling them. And many of the Anunnaki, I'm not sure if I posted this here one time. I think I mentioned the drag stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I mentioned like the Anunnaki and drag, something like that. I mentioned that before. I can't remember everything I said, but this is why this is not for all cases, but some that feel like they're like like they're a male, but they feel like a female trapped in a male, something like that. A lot of that is Anunnaki. Is Anunnaki past, where they can easily change their. Some of the Anunnaki are very feminine. Some of them are, not all of them. So there's I can't remember everything I talked about. There's one of those because they gave me an image too on YouTube. There's this I forget the name of it. It's like one of those famous I think it's a trans, I think. So like a millionaire selling our stuff. Anyway, that's Anunnaki. That's the image I'm getting. There's only one on YouTube that's like that. So, but yeah, Anunnaki just feel, not that that's negative, but I'm just meaning that some of them got lost here. But to recognize an Anunnaki being, look at those that are changing their genders or wanting to. Now, there's Arcturians that do it. There's other beings that do it to a certain degree. Every alien species has that. Anunnaki is totally different. So, yeah, I can't remember the last one I mentioned, but either way, some have a distinctive look. Let's put it that way. A little bit more hardcore than others. Let's put it that way. Something around those lines. Either way, some of this is going to start coming out. No, through downloads, nothing too heavy. You say Anunnaki also connected to fish energies where they can shift their genders very quickly. And what does this have to do? Well, so the Orions gave them jurisdiction. I would say that Orions, kind of controlled the planet. It wasn't just Anunnaki. Of course, you can say that with any being. But I feel like the Orions played a big role in controlling Earth at one time. Doesn't mean they fully. Either way, I would say they still have a pretty good, they've heard of, I don't know, it's probably not totally new, but like there's reptilians that come from Orion that are pretty ruthless. Some of them came from here, like humans. I know this is going to go into the science fiction world, but I believe a lot of humans were taken from this planet and scattered all kind of places. Orion was one of them. You say some of those humans already had human darkness. Some of them became reptilian beings that were really ruthless. So they come back here and become our jailers, you can say, because they know us. They might be childlike, but they know us. They have our DNA. They understand our mindsets. And it does it, when humanity, explains somewhat the wars of the ancient times or throughout most of reality. Well, it's like, who's going to control this planet? Is it the Orions? I feel like their presence is still heavy here, but it's not 100% taken over. But one time they did rule this planet. Let's put it that way. So every being is trying to control us. Anunnaki had their point, had their time. I believe Orion's had a stronger hold here, though, and used Anunnaki as their minions. Orions are just cold, just didn't care. Inhumane on different levels. The reason I'm bringing this up, well, first off, they showed up. But not all of them are dark. Not all of them are at the end of the world. No, but some of them are. Some of them are time travelers. And a lot of them interfered with our history, mixed it all up. I mean, what better way to mess up a society is to go after their history? So you don't know who the hell we are. Not really. You're going by a version that we're told. And that's what keeps the third dimension energies going. So if you just put out third dimensional history, through religion, whatever it might be, but a perfect way to control a reality in third dimension. You're talking about, spaceships and everybody's flying and telepathic energies. People are going to remember that stuff and start activating. Obviously, they shut all that out. It's in somewhere, but it's not advertised for obvious reasons. So, if your history was more of a, obviously you can connect to all the different versions of history you want. The ones that we were told, obviously, is not exactly accurate. It doesn't really matter, I guess, in the long run, but you can connect to any history you want to. Let's put it that way. Yeah, the crazy, I know, it's like everything you should not be doing. Well, you should be doing. So what the alien beings, they see how far we'll go. How much do you want to know about yourself? How open-minded are you willing to be? And a lot of even those in the spiritual community that are even high up there, can only go so far. It's like that's even too crazy for them. Like talk about secret space program. Yeah, you get into layers that people just don't want to go there. Oh, it's out there. Some are gun ho for secret space, but not everybody. So, and there's a little controversy there, of course. There's going to be. So, yeah, Orion has, yeah, there's a darkness and a light. You say Orion kind of gave this Earth purpose to settle out their own problems. They did it through the settlers, through France. Yeah, I can say the Orions lost their strength here. So they did rule over Atlantis at one time and nearly destroyed it, but they kind of destroyed themselves basically. But however you want to look at it, yeah, you can, yeah, however you want to look at it. So you can say that Orions were trying to get back their power throughout history. So of course they're going to have wars. Their influence over humanity. So let's say Orion's connected to Babylon, mostly Atlantis. However you want to look at it. They're not, obviously Egypt, I felt a lot of darkness coming from the pyramids. But it wasn't always dark, but a dark influence that, yeah, they're not making that completely clear, but what they're here saying is, yeah, they worked through the French to manipulate humanity, partially. There's a positive there somewhere. It's there. It's not all bad, but you're going by the French that influenced a lot of Spaniards. The French inspired a lot. They went to America and found a way to control humanity, America. The French, as acting like their friends, basically, Statue of Liberty and all that. So they weren't always, there's a hidden agendas there. I just say all French people are bad, no, but there's an influence, an Orion influence there, which makes sense. Yeah, it's just they do it undercover. So Orions, they're not making clear like how do you know it's the Orions? You just gotta go by a feeling right now. They say France. France is their place. You can say they got kicked out of other places. They got, the positive side of Orion is here. It's not showing itself like where it's at. You say it's with the Americans because there is a positive there. It's not all horrible. Like what happened to the Indians was a lot of that was reptilian influence, fear, take down that vibration, take it out. But a lot of that of the Indian knowledge, though, because of the massacre, probably worse than World War II, actually, probably. At least, yeah. Yeah, they forgot to put that in the history book. Just erased or not even bothered putting it in there. One thing about Massacre of the Indians, though, the energy kind of intensifies, and it connects to those that really want it. So it kind of multiplies. Not maybe, it almost like it made it stronger, but not. It just changed. So it's hidden, but here. I mean, it's hidden in the people that have those abilities. They just don't make themselves known because people think you're nuts. But that's because when you connect to all this stuff, you can't go around. Well, I guess some do, but not always the best intentions. So yeah, a lot of Native American energies did die, but how many of them really gun ho to begin with? I mean, they had Indian chiefs who were more into the spiritualism. It was part of their society, connecting to spirit. But how many of them were really that devoted to it? It was part of their culture, but having them were really, deep into it. Probably not many. They talk to spirits, talk to the trees, things like that. Part of their society. But now it's been attacked and kind of dispersed. More people are, it's like you're keeping the American Indian energies alive. So it's intensified, you can say. It's like, you can kind of smell the blood of it, so it makes you want even more for those that are connected to it. So it has, I believe it's actually stronger than it was before. It is going into spiritual communities, those that are American, they know who they are. It is, some do have a height about, they're basically aliens, basically. I mean, we're all alien to a degree. But man, Native Americans really have a lot of alien stuff that's going on, that's for sure. So, I mean, they're human walking around, but man, what they're connected to is a whole other story. Yeah, they're good at hiding themselves because they have to protect themselves from the human that doesn't understand anything. So, so, the death of the Native American. Of course, the knowledge, if you want it, you can find it if you have that lineage. And then you kind of, intensify, you bring it more into yourself. And it's here but hidden. And like I said, it's stronger than it used to be. So it's spread out instead of being in just one place. It's a lot of places. So you can say it kind of did what it was supposed to do. Yes, it'd be nice if we had more that were into that culture, but it's just shifted. That's all, which makes a lot of sense. So, yeah. So, see, the Orions do bring a lot of good. They just don't make themselves too known of it. They let humanity do their own good, and then you can get knowledge because you earned it by your own goodwill. You don't have to save the world, but just your own good intentions towards others. There's different layers of. Obviously, the Earth politics are a lot of it's from Archon energies to. One moment. It's the Archon agenda. Let's put it that way. There's different agendas there, of course. But the Orions got split up. There is a dark agenda, of course, but the positive doesn't advertise itself. It goes through shamans. It does, even Native Americans, it works through. It just keeps itself quiet. Yeah, it's like you have the positive side of the Orions they have to get smart. They have to not advertise themselves, but be involved with society. Let humans, once again, let humans make the choice. They can't push anything on anybody. They have to, let you discover it on your own. St. Augustine, his energies have been portrayed, weaponized on society, make you think St. Augustine, at least the city, is a nice place, but it's actually a place of darkness, a lot of dark portals there. It has a light there, of course, good food, whatever it might be, but there is an agenda, a dark agenda to kind of take over the world, you could say. And the United States is kind of doing a pretty good job of that. The beginning of the agenda, the third dimensional form to control society, governments are created there, actually, the idea of it, of structure, even the grid, the street grid, I think it has its own street grid, maybe not a sophisticated one, was developed there too. So it's like the seeds of what's to come. Philadelphia plays a big role in Illuminati energies, of course. A lot of Illuminati Masonic energies all over, at least what I can feel, all over Philadelphia, no doubt about it. All right, so, okay, let's see. Okay, so that was just a visitation from the Ryans. Let's see what else. See if we can get any more from them. Some Orions do look like they're gray, like the grays. Some of them are peaceful, not all of them, but some of them are. They just don't look very peaceful because they look weird. The gray is a form, Zeta gray is a form of They can disguise themselves. They can cloak themselves pretty easily. They can protect themselves. Well, not 100%, but they can protect themselves pretty good. So yeah, there's different types of zetas. There's a zeta Palladian. There's zeta Syrian. I think people already know something around those lines. So it's not just zeta gray. They're all over the place. Well, because you can find a zeta, and you can like injured or deceased, and they can unlock some of its knowledge. So it's like finding a treasure. So zetas are not easy to come by. They're around, but not easily to be found. Yeah, because they can connect to the collective. And if you know how to tap into that, you tap into their collective and know more about them, and it goes deep, 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 deep. All the places they've been, all the worlds they've been, a lot of worlds that you don't see, even for alien beings can't find. It's like you find a treasure trove. It's kind of like, yeah, I can say like they're kind of like connected to the dark web, kind of like that. Not exactly. They're just, yeah, they get into a lot of stuff. So, all right, one moment. Greetings. We are the Orion Council. Your United States is a form of council, how it's structured. Your people, your states are like worlds among themselves. Not everybody is getting along. You have representatives from those worlds. So the United States is giving an idea of how Orion is structured. But yes, it's several different alien beings. Of course, your world's kind of alien. You have different races here. The reason they have different races here is to understand there's diversity. If it was all just one colored beings, and a lot of worlds are one colored beings, but for yours, you need diversity to understand different races, because especially when you have alien vibrations connecting to you, insectoid. A lot of our insectoids are doctors, not your average doctor. As they do work on humans or any type of being, they figure things out and they enhance the human race in their own way. The Wirrans are, you can say, the protectors of the universe, and the reptilians are the testers of the universe, the challengers. And not everybody's going to get along with that. As the reptilians even feel like they're protectors, they're keeping beings out, and they do so. Not all felines can defeat an enemy. Reptilians come in and defeat it, and it's like, you guys are weak. And so there's going to be a little scuffle there. So protecting this universe, yes, it might seem like a tall order, but some do make it their business, even if it is kind of impossible to do so. As many alien races that are well-to-do, they get enough water, they get enough of this, they get enough. As many of you humans, when you have enough of things, you want to give back. A lot of alien races want to give back. They create a federation. Doesn't always go so well. They create Ashar Command. It doesn't always go so well. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. As you can see, there's a it's basically, obviously these beings might be overdoing it, trying to protect the planet, the universe, but may do so anyway for their own growth. For a planet like yours is one of the most influential planets in this universe on a soul level. Maybe not everybody's watching Netflix, no. Not everybody's walking around with a cell phone, no. But yes, the emotional impact, the lessons you're learning on this world are very valuable. And aliens are, yes, as I said before, the lessons here are very difficult to duplicate on other planets. Other worlds have been put to sleep, but still not the same as it is here. This world has a triangulation about it. It has just a formity about it that is unknown. It is like, yes, a spice, a secret sauce that cannot be duplicated anywhere. You can copy it to the best of your knowledge, but it can't be duplicated. It's within its people. It's everything about it. You can't disconnect to a tree person and understand its formula. That's the beauty of this world. And yes, the test of it, because it can bring hell, but it can also bring heaven. And now you're here to balance the two. Bring more of a neutral world, if you wish to do so. Some like being tortured here. As some of you have already recognized that. Being tortured is growth. Some souls, yes, from the higher regions, the higher realms, incarnate, knowing well what they're getting into, is like they know they need to take a spiritual beating here. How is it going to learn? And they want more and more and more, and they survive it all. And it's very bizarre. Well, because it's a younger energy. It's an energy that's not used to being here. Many of you have been here for a long time. You see any of that, it's like, no thanks. But you've had your day there at one time. The younger souls, or the souls that don't have earth experience, let's put it that way. It doesn't mean that you're young. It just they don't have a lot of earth experience. Take all the chaos they can get to grow themselves. So the people here feel like they're stupid, been through divorce, been through abuse, whatever it might be. It's a soul growth. And it's up to the person to see it that way and not feel embarrassed. It is growth among. It's hard to, as you ascend, as you call it, you'll understand where these tests are coming from. Because the tests won't be able to do what they do anymore. Society's learned it. The whole world will learn it. As you're going through this process right now, you're removing the tests. And you're doing it currently. You've always been doing it. But now it's a different type of environment. That's all we can say. Blessings from Orion.